What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for checking out the Sports Beat. I am Justin Godsey. I am your host for today's video. And today, guys, we're here talking about what transpired earlier this afternoon involving the Arizona Diamondbacks and former manager Kirk Gibson. Yes, I am saying former manager, as the Arizona Diamondbacks are going in a completely new direction as the season is just about to end and the teams are now deciding to, forego, the extension or, continue to have Kirk Gibson on their roster. The Diamondbacks have totally succeed this year, and this was a team that everybody had a lot of high hopes for. Currently they are 63-96. They are in last place, 28 games out of first place to go for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who just won the division just the other day. And this is complete, disappointing, season for the Arizona Diamondbacks as a whole. We don't want to see this team, go down to being, the laughing stock of the National League West. I still think this team has a lot of excellent prize, but has a lot of excellent prospects, have a great team around them, but, this was just not the year for them. The Arizona Diamondbacks at the MLB trade deadline, pretty much cleared house. They found a lot of, promise in Ender Inciarte to play in center field. It was formerly, it was his, role. It was A.J. Pollock's role when he went down, and then Ender Inciarte really just ran away with it, so A.J. Pollock came back up to the team. This team had a lot of prize going into the year. Kirk Gibson, promised this team to go back to the playoffs this year. You looked at what was around him at the time. Gerardo Parra, a complete fan favorite. You also had the addition of Mark Trumbo. You had your rotation already set up. Patrick Corbin was already there. We all expected Trevor Cahill to hopefully bounce back. Josh Clementer was there. Wade Miley. It seemed at the time, and also Bronson Arroyo. We've all thought that this team could be, set up to be something, kind of like that underdog team in the year, this year. We all expected them to have a very successful year, but everything has turned out to be, one of the worst years in the history of the existence of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Kirk Gibson was brought along in 2010, following, right in the middle of the 2010 year. A.J. Hinch was released from his duties in 2010. The Arizona Diamondbacks had named him, permanent manager in Kirk Gibson, and he has led this team to a, pretty successful run. But in 2014, that was the final, straw for him. This was, one of the biggest losses and one of the biggest and most disappointing, seasons in Arizona Diamondbacks history. Gibson is now, one of those who's already seeing the door out, because this team is going down a whole new direction. 2015 is going to be one of the most interesting years in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, as they decided the entire front office has been cleared out. Tony La Russa, who's president or VP, he doesn't exactly what his role is. I don't even exactly know what his role is, because a lot of people are having even saying it himself. Tony La Russa himself said, I don't even know what my role is with this team. You see Tony La Russa, we all think that he would go to be some sort of president or advisor to some sort with the St. Louis Cardinals, if you look at his successful career with the Cardinals. But he comes over to the Arizona Diamondbacks and he sees something in this team for the near future, and Kirk Gibson is just his managing skills is no longer needed, because they are now going into a whole new direction for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Is it a complete shock to me that Kirk Gibson is gone? Absolutely not, because this was a year where the Diamondbacks without all their pieces, without the help of Corbin, without the help of Arroyo, without a healthy roster, Mark Trumbo underperformed this year. The infield was not that solid. This team has a lot, to start working for, going into 2015. You got to find a new manager. You got to get some free agents. You got to build some depth in your, your rotation. Your rotation is not strong as it once was before. You do have Chase Anderson. You do have the young guys coming up here with, Boslinger. Charles Brewer is waiting for his time to come. Vidal Nuno, a guy who's had a solid, a solid, run with the Diamondbacks, but the run support was just never there for Vidal Nuno. I think he could excel very well with the Arizona Diamondbacks if he had the run support. So this Arizona Diamondbacks team is going to be going in a whole new, different direction in 2015. What are your guys' thoughts on this? I think it's going to be a good idea. I do respect what Kirk Gibson has done, because I watch Arizona Diamondbacks baseball on a week-to-week basis, on a day-to-day basis during the year. I do live in Arizona. The Chase Field is my backyard. I am a diehard Giants fan, as a fan, but you know what, I do not, I'm not a biased person at all, so I watch all baseball games whenever it's on, and being, the home area, I do have to watch those Diamondbacks just to watch the other teams as well. So I like I don't like this for Kirk Gibson. It's back to the drawing board for him. But you know what? For the Arizona Diamondbacks, it's a breath of fresh air for the team as they're now able to start the rebuilding phase. Get this process going now, and it's time to start bringing in some guys that can really contribute to the team, and hopefully that they can be a contender. After this this offseason, hopefully they get the right pieces together as they're looking to rebuild for 2015. I'm Justin Godsey for the Sports Beat. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Make sure you guys click that like button. We would like to get you guys' support on this. This is going to be an ongoing project. The Sports Beat Network, we are formerly known as the Football Source. We have decided to branch out and cover all things, sports, football, baseball, basketball, you name it. We got you guys covered here on the Sports Beat Network. I'm Justin Godsey, and I'll catch you guys in our next